Hello, welcome. We will be yapping soon. Greetings! And welcome to the yap time, I guess. Listen, my laptop is kind of, not built for this, so we have to struggle. It updated last night, and I'm just annoyed. Like, why? Why you gotta do that? Because when it did that, it was making, like, the fan noise. Like, the fan was going off. And that kind of, like, worried me. Because I'm like, oh no, is this gonna be the day where this thing just craps out on me? And I don't want that to happen. I want to continue, doodling. We have things to doodle. Sort of. Well, I don't want to doodle right now because it's just gonna lag. Which is very sad. I don't want it to lag. But I have been looking into actually getting, like, new laptop. I'm trying to find something within budget, I guess. Because I want to make sure it is a laptop that can handle basic Blender. Just basic Blender things. Like basic rendering. I don't need it to render out the most hyper-realistic stuff ever, but it's like, I need it to actually, like, handle rendering out something without almost exploding. Because rendering things out in Blender, it will not go well. It takes a lot out of the computer. Especially if, like, you're rendering out something with, like, an insane amount of, like, realism going on or something. I just need more, like, not really toon shading. I don't have toon shading on any of the models. I just have, like, a basic setup. And I want to try and get that to run even smoother. I've learned a few new tricks to get it to look more vibrant, because part of my problem was that it didn't look very vibrant. And now I've learned how to get it to look actually pretty vibrant. Speaking of, I did start redoing a little bit of the Vil model that I was working on. I'm doing a little bit of, like, textures on there. Like, I'm redoing some of the textures because, like, I don't know, the bottom of the robe was bothering me. And the emblem on the robe as well. Because at first I just kind of scribbled down what the pattern is supposed to be, but I'm like, nah, I want to put the actual Pomfiore logo on it. Kind of like what I did with the Ida and Ortho models, where I kind of put the little image that's on their little book bag things, and just put it on the one I made on the model. Actually, I kind of want to go back and fix some of Ortho's textures as well. There's some things on there that I want to fix. I also started on Riddle. I did the faces first, because I don't know, I just feel like the faces are the ones that, since it takes a while to rig it, I decide to start that before I start building the model. Mainly because I build them the same way, at least with the head shape. And this time around, I'm thinking of just, hello, welcome. I'm talking about 3D models I made. How you doing, Peyton dog? We're here to yap. What do you want to yap about? I was just going off about, Twisted Wonderland 3D models that I made. How's your day going? How's your Tuesday? Is everything going as you planned? Because nothing is going as planned over here. Well, that's nice to hear. I can see the chat. It's kind of blocked off because, like, my setup is kind of I mean, I had no plans. Good to know. I usually don't, because whenever I do, things don't go according to plan. It's one of those things where it's like, if you plan too hard, nothing's gonna work. You kind of have to just go with it. Hi, bestie! You wanna see a preview of the next 3D model I'm making? There's Riddle. There's Riddle. I wanted to do a Ortho Shroud presentation again, reviewing all of his cards so far. Because, like, I've done that before. But there's some new stuff in there, and I'm just like, I need to at least find the file for that. Because I wanted to do that. But then my laptop updated in the middle of the night, and I was so annoyed. I posted 2 chapters in my OC book on Wattpad, and yes! Adriana, let's go! Yes, Riddle is cute. I'm actually probably going to use Riddle as a base for making my own, low poly looking 3D model later. Riddle's just going to be the base. So it's like, let me get Riddle out of the way, because I want to make Riddle. And then I'm going to use him as a base for myself later. I also went back and made some touches. Well, I'm trying to work on some touches for Bill. I mean, his face looks fine. Like, he looks fine. It's just that I wanted the colors in the render to look vibrant. This looks a little washed out. But I figured out how to get it to look brighter. I thought that was yourself for a second. No, that was Riddle. But Riddle is gonna be my base. Mainly because Riddle is also similarly built to CL. And, CL was what I based my VTuber model off of. The base form of it. And I made my Hercules girl. Yeah, I saw. I named her Helena, like Helena of Troy or, well, Sparta. I like it. That is clever naming. Sharp chin. You should see Ida. Hold on, where's my Ida model? Do I have a picture of him at the ready? I know I've yapped about him before. Where is it? Gotta go searching for it. I have an Ida model. I need to keep things more organized, actually. There we go. Where's my Ida test pictures? I have some funny ones in there. Here's angry Ida. That's big. There he is. I can make his hair orange or pink if I want to. I think this is the old model with the more broken looking hands though. This is an old test image though, but I had fun making the Ida poses. Shrimp time. Oh, I be shrimping. I be shrimping. I have some, like, videos on the channel with the 3D models, just doing things. I don't have a lot, though. Here's a pink one. What do you use? I use Blender. And I followed, a few tutorials on how to make, like, low poly character models. Like, it was a combination of some. Because you can learn anything in Blender. Lobster. We be shrimping today. And then here's like the regular default looking Ida. I had a lot of fun with making his hair do that. Also, I just ripped the background from the game to put him in front of. Loki, I'm proud of my Hercules girl, Helena. And look at him, pink Ida. And now we have distressed Ida. Yeah, these are old because his hands are kind of funky. They're a bit too blocky in these older test images. I did update his model a bit more. I gave her the headband and red hair tie. Ooh, that's cute. That is very cute. I also have some early test images of my ortho model. There's no opossum. Wrong chat, buddy. That's funny. That's funny. Understandable. I'd be doing that sometimes too. Also while streaming because I am a dork. Ah, yes. Here is one of my orthos. Oh no, the blot. Ah, Ida. There's one of my orthos. I might need to go back and fix some of his textures. That's like the only thing I need updated, but I think this one has the updated hands that I made. Yeah, I started... This is why I started making a bunch of 3D models out of Twst characters. Because I made one for Ortho, and I had so much fun, and I'm like, he's gonna need Ida. And then I'm like, well, now that I have Ida, he's gonna need more friends around to torment him. And then I made Vil. And now I'm gonna make Ortho. I also have a different Ortho that I still haven't really finished because I don't know how to rig properly. I use like an add-on to rig the character models and then just add what I need manually, but the ortho model that I was making has no legs and I need to rig that separately. And it's hard because I don't know how to build a rig in Blender. I kind of learned how to build rigs once. And I don't even know if that was a human character or not. I think it was a claw machine that I had to build a rig for. Double ortho. Yeah. I could pull up the concept for the other ortho. I do have his face textures, actually. If you want to see that. It's somewhere. I have ortho's face textures. Well, this special ortho. This is a long image. This is what the full texture atlases be looking like for my models. It's an overblot one. It's kind of how I build these. They're long because I add way too many expressions. If you do more animated with 3D, you're gonna have to do the Cuphead and his pal Mugman. And his pal Mugman. And his pal Mugman. And just spam a lot of orthos. That'd be funny. I want to try that at some point. Help, what? I know what you're talking about. I've seen it. I'm very familiar with, like, Cuphead stuff. Because that's what I was doing for a while before Twisted Wonderland took over. As well as just phasing in and out of my Zelda phase every once in a while. Oh, the overblot Ida. Technically, it's ortho. Sort of. I mean, when you think about it, they were both overblotted. It was both of them at the same time. I just made a model for the Phantom ortho. Because that one technically has the Phantom model technically belongs to ortho. I like the O face. It is a fun face to make. I also have Riddle's texture. Riddle's faces. Honestly, when I get to Riddles, it's gonna be fun. I don't want to show the whole thing right now. Because that's a surprise for later. But, like, I just want to give you, like, a sense of, how long this thing is. Because the tutorial that I was following to make face textures was only like, oh, let's do, like, 4 or 5 facial textures or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I understand now. Makes, like, 11. As well as making other funny little toggles. Vil doesn't have any funny toggles. He just has the basic stuff. Ida and Ortho have hair toggles where I can change their hair colors. I'm okay. That was the coffee. I like the that cute, the one with his eyes closed. Yes, it's adorable. And then we have another sad one here, and that's all I will show. There's 2 more expressions, and I'm pretty sure you can figure out what they are, but I don't want to show it off yet. I don't want to show those off yet because it's like I want to actually make the model. But yeah, rigging the faces, it takes long because there's like a whole like process to do. Which is why the tutorial only had like 5 faces as like, you know, tutorial. But I saw that and I'm like, oh, I can do more than that. Angry cat riddle. Angry goldfish. Yeah. Angry goldfish riddle. But we're not gonna see it yet. It's a surprise for later. Do I have anything else for Bill? Oh, I do have Bill's face. I can see Bill's face. I haven't really done much with him so far, but these are all the faces that he can make. But also, I do the thing where it's like, the eyes and the mouth are separate, so there's more combinations to do. Because that last one is a very funky looking face. Like, I make these with the mindset of, I can mix and match each of these. They also don't have eyebrows because I modeled the eyebrows on them. I mainly did that because, with Ida, his hair doesn't affect his eyebrows, so... The last one, OMG. Yeah, that one's funky. We'll just put that over there. I see why Appel wants to leave. But like, I also kind of mimic the expressions that the live 2D models make sometimes. Because I knew for a fact I wanted to get that like pissed off looking Vil face with the, like, the shook eyes. Where he's just like staring intensely like, what are you doing? Yeah. Let's see. I also have some other test images of Vil. Some very, like, sassy, very, like, yes, that is Vil. Look at him. Isn't he beautiful? I'm still proud about how I figured out how to do the crown. Well, you got the pissed off look, right? It's one of my favorite expressions to draw for some reason. But, like, I am pleased with how Vil's crown turned out because I kind of did the thing where you just use a transparent PNG. But that's also annoying to use because the texture on it is, like, so different. Yes, it is, like, the queen. Although I am going back into his, like, actual textures because I wanna actually put the Pomfiore logo on his robe and fix up some of the way the textures line on his model. Because I kind of, like, I took his live 2D model because I want to get the pattern from the inside of the robes. And I want to put it in there so that way I don't have to, like, actually draw it. Because it was easy to make up the texture for the Ignihide jacket. It's just triangles. And I didn't have to put too much space on the texture sheet for it. Oh yeah, here's a Shookville. He shook his nail a heart. That was not intentional. I do kind of have to go back and clean up some of his textures though, because they're a little funky. Because I've come to the realization that I probably need to make the bottom half of the robe its own texture sheet. I made another Twst Tomodachi on my Switch because fun. I still need to get that game. I wanna play it. But then I also kind of want to do, if I ever get a capture card, I want to play Tomodachi Life on stream. But I don't know if that'll ever happen. I want to go back to my Tomodachi list. Just put a bunch of random characters together. So I don't want it to just be a Twisted Wonderland island. But it will be anyway. Probably. Mostly. Let's see. Do I have any other images? I added Helena and Jack fell for her. Oh, that's cute. I don't have any other Vil images. For now. I just have videos. We can try adding videos later. Although, I don't know if I have the, I know I have like a screenshot floating around somewhere of my other ortho model, but I don't know if I'll find it. There's like too much to sort through. But I do have like the height thing that I was using to build my color coordinated reference. In case you're curious about what that ortho model is supposed to be. It's just a phantom ortho model, but I put ortho's face kind of on there and kind of made it look more person. I guess you could say it's ortho's overblock design. Sort of. The final product ain't gonna look anything like this. Particularly the face. The face looks a little bit different on the model. But that's just reference for how this thing was constructed. Because it's already built. He's already built. I just haven't rigged it properly yet because there's no legs. And I have to build that part myself. And I want to try and add controls, but every time I'm learning about rig controls, it gets confusing. Like, how do you people do this? I checked on Floyd and Appel fell for each other again. On again, off again. I think my Switch has a ship. Ooh, ortho. Yeah! Again, his model's built, and I have like a screenshot of his face somewhere, but I don't feel like pulling it up because I don't know where it is in my computer. It's somewhere in my computer. I don't know, it might be in this folder, but I'm not sure. In the folder I use to share random images on the stream. I don't think it's on here. Big sad. It's probably somewhere else on my computer, but I don't feel like finding it. There's too much to sift through. I even added the overblots. Overblot riddle fell for Floyd. Oh no. I don't like the sound of that combination. I fear for Floyd. Let me see. I also have that other VTuber model for my character that I was working on, the pajama one. But, I've been procrastinating on that one because I don't know what to put on the shirt. Like, I don't want to leave it blank. I'm kind of thinking about putting, Just an image of something. Oh, I found it. I was thinking of just putting like an image of something on there instead, because I don't feel like graphic design. I feel for Appel if yandere was a thing in game. Fear. Okay, I found my ortho. Because again, it is built. It's just not rigged yet. Because that's taken forever. Here he is. Because I think I used the same head from the ortho model. Which is why the face looks more... It doesn't look very Ida. The texture model, the face looks a little bit more like Ida's face, but then on the actual model, it looks more like ortho. I even made them in The Sims. They'll never escape each other. Yeah! He is built. He just needs to be rigged, and I'm struggling. Every time I try to rig him, I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Especially when it comes to the bottom part. It's like, yeah, I know how to build a human rig at this point. I just don't know how to add the controllers anymore. Like the fancy little controllers that most of these rigs tend to have. Like, I don't know how to add that. And I don't know how to get the bottom of the legs, well, the fake area for the tail, I guess, to work properly. So he still needs some touch-ups, but he is textured. He is fully modeled. He is just not rigged. I don't even think I rigged his face yet. That's the funny part. His face isn't even rigged yet. Also, my Jade and Floyd live together in my new Tomodachi account. Ah, yes. The twins. A very twin thing to do. I see, I see. Oh, will you look at that? What are the odds? Yeah, I still need to, like, make a few more, like, rigs or something, or at least animate some of the stuff that I do have, but I want to fix, Vil up before I do more animation stuff. Especially now that I learned how to, like, properly, like, set the renderer to keep the colors vibrant, because it always ends up looking washed out. And it bothers me. It's like, what happened to my vibrant color choices? My vibrant, colorful choices. Okay. I have also been playing a lot of Zelda. Like, a lot. There's still so many side quests that I didn't know I could unlock, that I'm trying to unlock. And it's like, I don't want to use full-on guides for most of these things. I kind of just want to see if I can stumble upon, like, all of them. Because, like, I only checked recently a little bit if I managed to get all of the, side quests, and there's still, like, a few that I didn't even know existed. Although I did clear out the depths. I cleared out all the depths, so it's easier to find things down there now, because, like, I have fast travel basically down there. And then I finally finished all the light shrines. I finally finished all the light shrines, and I only realized I was missing stuff on the surface because I filled out the depths, and I was like, wait a minute, I filled out the depths, I filled out the sky, there's still stuff missing around here. I gave Jade a mushroom costume again, but he hates it. That's not Jade! That's an imposter! That's not the real Jade Leech. Jade Leech would love the mushroom costume. He'd love to get silly about mushrooms. I'm also trying to find all the armor pieces in the game because, I don't know, I'm procrastinating fighting the final boss. Which is kind of sad because I did get a little bit spoiled about the final boss of Tears of the Kingdom after spending like years not knowing what the final boss fight was gonna be. But now I'm spoiled. I'm like, oh no. I wanted to enjoy it without knowing. But I still don't know exactly how it plays, so there's that. I still need to max out the energy cells or whatever. Still need to max that out. And get more weapon slots because I break weapons a lot and it bothers me. Let's see. Although I don't want to level up everything because that would take forever. I don't want to level up every armor set in the game. But I do at least want to level up my favorite stuff. Like, I want my favorite armor sets to be leveled up. So that way I can fight Ganondorf in style. But yeah, I've been in a very Zelda mood. I'm still stuck in Tears of the Kingdom. I'm just procrastinating on the final mission. I have a friend who has beaten Tears of the Kingdom like 4 times already. I thought Breath of the Wild was hard. Breath of the Wild was easy compared to Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom I feel like has way more side quests. And the difference is a lot of the extra stuff in Breath of the Wild was like amiibo stuff, so it's easy not to try and collect those. But then they brought over all of that like amiibo stuff from Breath of the Wild as like stuff you could just find in Tears of the Kingdom, and I'm like, I need to find everything. I need to get everything before I fight Ganondorf. I must fight Ganondorf in style. And I want to try and max out the weapon slots, but that's going to be hard. But apparently you only need to gather about like 400 something Korok seeds in order to max out the weapons stashes. You don't need to get all of them, which is a good thing because I don't really want to get all of them. There's too many. And like they kind of stop being useful, the Korok seeds, after a certain point. I don't even think I got all the Koroks in Breath of the Wild either. In that one, I completed like all the side quests and shrine quests. Hello! Welcome back. I started yapping about Zelda again. If there's one thing you can guarantee from me is that eventually I'll start yapping about Zelda again because I really like the Zelda series. I do like Twisted Wonderland a lot, but Zelda, my obsession with The Legend of Zelda will always be lingering in the back of my brain. And like, I do want to replay Twilight Princess, because like, that was one of the first Zelda games I ever played. And I played it when I was like in middle school or something, so I didn't get to appreciate the story going on as much. But that one is one of my favorite games. I also never finished Wind Waker. That one was on the Wii U, and I never finished it. because I kind of soft-locked the game. I was playing Wind Waker, and then there was a point where I'm trying to find, like, the last piece of the Triforce. I'm like, where do I find the last piece of this Triforce? Only to find out that I needed to trade a bunch of the, joy pendants that I was finding everywhere to, like, this one specific lady on, that island I forgot the name of. Windfall Island, I think it was? Like, there was a teacher lady on Windfall Island that you had to trade the joy pendants for to get the final Triforce piece, and I didn't know that the first time I was playing the game, so I couldn't find any more of those pendants lying around, so I couldn't find the last piece of the Triforce, and I'm just like, dang it, I gotta start over. I soft-locked myself. I need Twilight Princess. Yeah, I have the one for the Wii. I don't have the, Wii U remake, and I never played the GameCube version, so my first experience with Zelda was playing on the Wii. The one where Link is right-handed because it was just easier to flip the entire game world than it was to make Link right-handed. I still find that piece of trivia funny because it's like, you know, we flipped Link, but now we have to redo all those animations, so, let's just flip the game world instead. Hey, bestie! We're yapping! We're yapping today. How you doing? Biha. I see. Well, today's just more of a yap day. We're yapping. We were yapping about my Twisted Wonderland 3D models for a bit, and I'm sidetracked off talking about The Legend of Zelda. Although, I feel like that would be a fun thing to play on stream at some point one day if I get a capture card. Figure out how to hook up my Wii to a capture card and be like, let's play Twilight Princess together after all these years. YouTube changed the shorts like button into a heart. Ugh. I hate that almost every website is trying to copy each other. It's so annoying. Like, bruh, just leave it with the thumbs up. Differentiate yourself from the other websites, even though you're trying to copy them. Like, come on, have some sense of style. The internet is so boring now in terms of design, because everything wants to look sleek and like an Apple product, but I hate Apple products because they look too sleek and they're not practical and they're boring. I can't wait to replace this laptop. I did mention earlier today I was looking into trying to find new laptops. And I've been considering taking some of the money that I made dog sitting to try and get a new laptop because I'm tired of this stupid laptop. And to start with the dislike button. They got bullied by corporations into getting rid of the dislike button because people kept dunking on movies too hard. People get dunking on movies and musicians too hard to the point where it's like, ah, yes. Sure, big movie company, we will totally get rid of the dislike button, even though it's still there, technically, and the only thing that we did was just not show the numbers. So that way your fifis don't get hurt. But they still see the numbers on their end. Speaking of models, I was playing Custom Cast and found out how to use the tracking thing, but I don't know how to stream it yet, but I made Eat a Shroud and was messing around. Oh, that's cute. That's very cute. At least the like buttons are on the long videos are still here. Yeah. Yeah, that's also part of the reason why I want to get a new laptop is because I want to try rigging the 3D models for like streaming stuff. Especially if I make the 3D model for my VTuber. Because the stuff to rig the 3D models for Live 2D are not compatible with MacBooks for obvious reasons, and I'm just like, I need to get rid of this thing. I need to get rid of this MacBook so I can actually advance. True, oh bestie, I made more to my... Yeah, Adriana made a Hercules OC. For Twisted Wonderland. Ooh. So yeah, one of these days I'm gonna get a new laptop and I'll actually be able to probably stream silly little games more often. Because I do like playing Stardew Valley every once in a while, but it's not good for my laptop, especially if I try to stream it. Same thing with like the Dream Barbecue playthrough. My laptop was not having a good time. So it's like, yeah, I need a new laptop so I can at least do stuff like that more often. Especially on days like this where I kind of like forget that I was gonna do something. And it's just like, well, now I gotta just yap into the camera for a while. I showed my brother the one I said my Oshi matters more than you, the tracking thing in custom cast, and he was like, bro, what is this? And he began out, so I disowned him for like 2 minutes. Like, how dare you? You're now in timeout to think about what you did. We love Adriana OCs, we all say in unison. Yes, yes we do. Yes. Well, I also do kind of want to talk about Sparklink a little bit because I'm just, you know, it's a completely different audience, that game, and seeing its character design is kind of interesting. Like, the approach is definitely different, that's for sure. Like, I don't hate it. It takes me a while to decide if I truly dislike something or not. Because if I don't get the immediate vibes of I don't like what I'm looking at, then like, I can be convinced to enjoy something. Like, I have a good sense of, will I actually enjoy this or not? Yes, sparking. Sparkling. Yeah, I don't outright hate it. I actually think the Monsters, Inc. character designs were actually pretty cool looking. Although, then again, I am a sucker for the pointy teeths. I like pointy teeth character design, so if you got a character with a pointy teeth character design, I'll probably find it pretty cute. And then I found out that about flicks in custom cast, like the thing that allows you to pose and stuff, and I was so happy because each day I get closer to my dream. I'm one step closer to becoming my dreams. I have not seen Sparklink yet, and I plan to wait until my dumb exams end. Yeah. I'm kind of waiting for it to actually, like, officially release, because right now it's in, like, the pre-registration mode, and it's just showing off the characters right now. It's like, I might wait until it's, like, official day one to actually download it. But, like, I need to do more research on it, honestly. Because, like, I am curious, and I do like me some Disney games. I do kind of like the vibe, but it's like a very different vibe from Twisted Wonderland, where every character is kind of like, you know, more in-depth. Sparklink is just pure Disney magic vibes. Everybody's a goody two-shoes energy. Which is like very different from Twisted Wonderland. Where characters have a bit more depth to their personalities, where it's like, you're not just good, you're not just bad, you're a person, but also almost every character in Twisted Wonderland is more of a jerk compared to the RSA students. I haven't gotten into Sparkling. Yeah. It's too early to tell, especially because, like, everything's in Japanese and I gotta search for translations. Although I feel like translations for Twisted Wonderland came out much quicker because of the Yana Toboso artwork, and people were just like, what is this? I need to know immediately. Like, when Twisted Wonderland was, like, coming out, people were very curious about it because they're like, hey, wait a minute, I recognize this art style. And okay, man, Disney anime just makes me happy. Yeah, it has a nice vibe to it. Which is kind of funny because I feel like it's kind of a bit of a cash grab to do anime things as like a non-Japanese company, but at the same time it's like, you know, you get some pretty good quality stuff. Twisted Wonderland is honestly like the better version of Descendants in my opinion. I guess Sparklink is just RSA students. Yeah. I mean, the first batch of characters they released were very much based off of the Fab Five or whatever from... And that's what they call Mickey and Friends in the parks. And I have a lot of Disney parks kind of knowledge. To the point where I'm just like, these guys better get the coolest costumes later on because right now they have Mickey Mouse Clubhouse in the 90s vibes, and it's not that cool. Kinda, yeah. Like, the starting designs were kind of weak. But all the other character designs are actually like, oh, these are actually really cool. I think it's funny because, yes, we love deep stories and characters, but at the same time, honestly, sometimes a little shenanigans and fun vibes couldn't hurt. Yeah. Yeah, it's a different vibe. And I'm not against it. And that's why I think it's kind of silly to try and compare it too much to Twisted Wonderland, because it's not the same type of game, as far as I'm aware of. Twisted Wonderland, I think, is more like adventure-focused. Even though it has a little bit of a rhythm game aspect to it, but I think this Sparklink one is supposed to be more of a rhythm game compared to Twisted Wonderland. No, because it is a better version of Descendants. Exactly! Twisted Wonderland is a better version of Descendants, in that it feels like it actually makes sense. Because that was always the thing that bothered me about Descendants, is that it's like, how can these characters be the direct descendants of these villains if half of these villains were dead? It's like, you can kind of get away with like a descendant of Jafar because he had a twin sister or something. But that's like deep Disney knowledge. Heck, you know what? If I can, I'm gonna make some cartoony type characters, and if it gets famous enough, I will release an anime game thing of it. Honestly, vibes. You know you've succeeded when you get an anime adaptation. Just look at Lilo and Stitch and Powerpuff Girls. Fairy Godmother. Yeah. Also, half of them are dead. Yes, almost half of the Disney villains are dead. And it's always been funny to me that the evil queen is, you know, she's like one of the first Disney villains and one of the first Disney villain deaths we ever see in these movies. Like, the symbolism was very heavy-handed that, yes, she is dead now. There's vultures right there. She fell off a cliff, got crushed by a boulder. No amount of dark magic is gonna bring her back. In the exact manner. Sparklink is kind of more like Disney PJSK without deep story, while Project Sekai without deep story, while Twisted Wonderland is Project isekai with deep story and less rhythm. Yeah. There's like two different things going on. And at least for Twisted Wonderland, you can make the assumption that either they have like the reincarnated spirit of these villains, or they might actually be directly like generationally related to them. And you can make arguments that like, ah, yes, that's probably possible. Because like I'm pretty sure it was implied that Ida's bloodline is like a descendant of the gods. Just based on the fact that they had that sort of like, oh yeah, our family lineage is cursed by the gods. Because our ancestor tried to upset the heavens by trying to take over Olympus or whatever. And now we're cursed. As a kid, I wonder why didn't the evil queen turn Snow White ugly, to be fair. She just wanted her dead. I always thought it's because it would be too obvious that something went wrong, and I feel like the queen's character was always supposed to be kind of like covert, like, oh, I am a beautiful woman, I could never do no wrong. Even though secretly I am plotting things behind the scenes. I'm getting over my hate for Leona. I still don't fully like him though. I mean, we know Jafar kinda still alive. His lamp got destroyed though, so he dead. If you've seen the Aladdin movies, Jafar, after his return, he is gone for good. His lamp got destroyed, so technically he's destroyed. So if anything, he's just a spirit in the underworld. So, like, you can kind of bring him back, I guess. Remember my old Disney movie type story that was, like, a baker and a princess? Oh, yeah, I remember that. I was trying to find a villain for it. Ooh. Did you ever find a villain for it? At first I thought maybe the princess is estranged husband, but nah. Interesting. And then I kept thinking, do continue. I want to understand the thought process. I mean, in the Hercules series, there's a crossover, and Jafar and Hades cracked me up. I saw that episode. Hades was like put off by Jafar's laugh. It's like, dude, are you okay? Are you good? What's wrong with you? Why are you like this? That also reminds me of some of the posts that I see about Jamil, where it's like, please keep writing Jamil as this weird, goofy guy because it fits so well with the Jafar connection. Hates kept making fun of Jafar, and I just see him as Ida making fun of Jamil. It's like, I can hear you under your breath, Jamil. You're not subtle. No, for real, Hades just dissed Jafar's laugh. It's like, bro, are you good? Why are you laughing like this? But there was like that anthology panel from the Twisted Wonderland anthology manga with Jamil, and Riddle's like, he's had like a bunch of carrots up to his face, and he's just like, oh hey Jamil, and Jamil's like so lost in thought that he's like, the carrots are talking to me. Why are the carrots talking to me? And then I kept thinking, but couldn't figure it out. And then I randomly thought maybe one of the bakers. And then I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Maybe one of the sisters, but nope. Again, kept thinking. I saw a post of Dreamlight Valley of this girl OC giving Jafar flowers as a gift, and bro just laughs as she took it. As he took it. Yeah. Jafar is weird. I like him. If I'm ever in like my Eternity Island or whatever, I like having Jafar around when I collect the time bending stuff. He's so extra. My internet is so same. Same. Oh yeah, and speaking of Dreamlight Valley, I want the Pooh Bear! I want the Pooh Bear so much! I don't have the money! I don't have the money for the Pooh Bear pack. The Honey Glow Woods. But I want so bad. Jafar and Gaston cracked me up in Dreamlight Valley. Yeah. Honestly, just having Jafar around is kind of funny. Although I kind of wish there was a little bit more interaction between some of the villains and their heroes, even though they're separated by, like, DLC stuff. Because I thought it was cute that if you had Rapunzel and Flynn, you could get, like, this bonus, quest mission where you set them up on a date, and I thought that was really cute. Also, I need the Winnie the Pooh one. I don't have money either. I want Eeyore. Yes, and Piglet. I need my 100 Acre Woods gang because Tigger is lonely. Tigger needs more family. Wonderful thing about Tiggers. Tiggers are wonderful things. Our handcars are made of rubber. Our tails are made of spring. Fun, 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 fun. Gaston just flexes around me. He do be doing that. He do be doing that a lot. Me when Twist releases new content specifically during my exams and not any other time. Oh yeah, the Baymax event is also still going on, and I only have the free cards. I don't know if Rook is the free card or not, but I want Rook. Something about Rook with the ponytail is just like, why are you so cute, man? Why is Rook so cute? Got like the cutest patootie of a face, and then he's like a dense wall of muscle. I need the queen, the evil queen. I have her outfit. Oh yeah, Dreamlight Valley needs to add the evil queen at some point. Especially for like the next major DLC. Because I feel like that's usually when they start adding villains, is when they do like major DLC expansion packs. So it's like, evil queen, next villain, please. Okay, I made a Venn diagram of myself with Twist characters. Rook in a ponytail is greater than anything else. Yes. Oh, the styles you can do with a bob. Me at school, Ida with me with my friend. Deuce, me at home alone. Leona. Leona. Wait, I want to see. I have Twisted Wonderland up right now. I want to see if I'll get one of the characters if I summon. I know I'm not gonna get the SSRs because I don't have enough for that. I actually don't have enough gems for anything. Oof. Yeah, I need to get more gems so I can get the cards. Which is also sad because I need to save my gems because Ortho and Riddle are going to be coming out in August with their final birthday cards, and I'm just like, dang it. I need, but why must they be at the same month? My two favorite characters share a birthday month, and it's painful. Childhood me. Weren't we all full of joy and whimsy when we were small beings? I gotta go now. Bye, bestie. Adriana. Bye, Fabina. See you whenever you're not busy. Riddle, my birthday buddy. Technically, Ida would be one of my birthday buddies, because my birthday's in December. But star sign wise, my buddy is Malleus and Lilia. I want to find that chart again about what Twisted character shares like the same thing as you or whatever, because I thought that was fun. But I don't know if I'll ever be able to find it again. I saw that a long time ago. Although last time I checked, the character that shared the same age as me was Fellow Honest. Hey, I got Rook. I got Rook. Is Ortho a Virgo? What are the star signs again? Star signs. I only remember Capricorn because that's mine. Virgo is August 23 to September 22. So August 23rd to September 22nd. And Ortho's birthday is early August. So Riddle, I think, is the Virgo. Ortho is August 14th. So Ortho is not a Virgo. Ortho is a Leo. Riddle is a Virgo. Now we know. Ida is a Sagittarius. And then Malleus and Lilia would fall under Capricorn. Me and Riddle are alone. Yeah. Although, some of the side characters probably have different birthdays. Let's see the side characters. Let's see Rollo. What's Rollo's birthday? Rollo's Aquarius. That fits Ida. Rollo is an Aquarius. Mr. Honest Fellow is a Taurus. Bruh, me and Fellow Honest are like the same age. Embarrassing. Scully is a Leo. Because his birthday is the date The Nightmare Before Christmas released, I think. I don't remember if it was in Japan or not when his birthday is supposed to be the date. But yeah, his birthday has to do with the release of The Nightmare Before Christmas. Baby boy Skelly! He is a Leo. He's our goth Leo. Let's see. Where's Neji? Do we know Neji's birthday? I hope we get Neji's birthday. Yeah, we don't have Neji's birthday right now. Hopefully we get it later as chapter 8 progresses, because it looks like Neji's supposed to be the dorm leader. So far we don't have his birthday, which is kind of sad. I want to know more. Because I think it'd be cute if his birthday was also like the release of like Snow White or something. That'd be super cute. Sadly, no Chenya. Yeah, we don't know Chenya's birthday either. And Chenya isn't even a dorm leader. But at least we know what his dorm's name is. I think. I don't remember what the Alice in Wonderland dorm was called. Neji, not the dorm leader? That's a shock. Yeah, it looks like Neji is supposed to be the dorm leader. I hope he is. And that we only didn't know that he was the dorm leader because that information wasn't relevant back then. I feel like that'd be even more funny and more of a reason why Vil has like this strong dislike of Neji, even though it's like, I can't fully hate you, but at the same time I hate you. But I feel like Neji would make the most sense. Oh yeah, he is supposed to be the dorm leader. So we will eventually get his information. I just think it's kind of funny that it's like, the only reason we didn't know that is because it wasn't relevant. The wiki doesn't have the other RSA students added yet, which is kind of weird because we did get their information. Like, we got the information for them. Because I remember specifically, everybody was like, oh, their voice actor, their birthdays are based off of the English voice actors for Ariel and Jasmine. Although I think specifically, you have to be specific with the Jasmine one because Jasmine has 2 voice actresses. So yeah, Rael's birthday is the same as Ariel's original English voice actor. Now you know. Which I don't remember off the top of my head. More Neji. We need more Neji. Neji LeBlanc. I'm tiny. I am. My Google is open on top of the VTube Studio. Oopsies. That's sweet. Yeah. That's kind of what I like about some of the new characters that we're getting, is that, like, when you figure out what their birthdays are actually referencing, it's like, oh, that's cute. Although, at least for, like, the main characters, I think they just needed to make sure they had enough characters for each month. And Leona's the only July birthday. Yeah, my internet was open on top of the VTuber The VTuber one. The VTuber window, they're like on top of each other. So, oopsies, I shrunk myself. Yeah, I want to see... I want to see more. I want to see more Neji. I kind of hope he's the next character that we get to see when the main story progresses. Because I want to see what his dorm uniform looks like. Because it looks like it's going to be fantastic. He got a pretty big hat on, and I want to see him with the hat. And I also want to see, like, you know, the rest. I think Neji would be a good character to kind of introduce by himself. I want to see Alice. Yeah, honestly, if we see Alice, we see the Alice boy. I want to see Chenya in his dorm uniform. I hope that they give Chenya his dorm uniform. Just so that way we could see what the dorm leader outfit looks like versus what the non-dorm leader outfit looks like. Because with Chenya, you know for a fact he's gonna wear it totally not how it's supposed to be worn. And then Meg, I guess. Yeah. Like, I wanna see those two. I want to see Chenya in his actual dorm uniform. That'd be really cute. Because we've seen the other RSA students in slightly altered outfits. We've seen the dwarves wear winter parkas. But I think we deserve Chenya in another outfit. Even if we'll never get a proper Chenya card or like just a limited time Chenya card, I want Chenya. I want limited run Chenya. Even if I'll never get him. I just want to know what he looks like in his dorm uniform. So the Sleeping Beauty one is the one I'm ready for. Yes, I want to see him. I'm so curious about how he plays into this. Because it feels like he's gonna have like a similar role to like Lilia in the sense that he's representing fairies, but he's specifically representing the actual 3 good fairies. Because Lilia has that little bit of like the 3 good fairies to him in the fact that he raised Silver. But other than that, he's mostly just supposed to be a representation of like Maleficent's army. Same thing kind of with Sebek. Kind of. Yeah, so it's like I want to see the other side. I want to see the Aurora side because Silver is basically Aurora. Although he's personally, to me, honestly, he comes off as like the precious love child of Aurora and Prince Philip. I need a jealous Lilia. I don't think Lilia would be jealous. I think Lilia would be intrigued. Especially if the dorm leader for this Aurora-inspired dorm is supposed to be a light fairy. Because then that means that this is going to be the first time we see a light fairy character. Other than those tiny little pixies. And the queen of the little fairies that bring about spring, you know? Like, this is going to be our first actual... This is a representation of the light fairies. Because we only seen the dark fairies and those little nature light fairies from Fairy Gala. That's all we saw so far. I like how his parents is a female, Philip and Aurora Knight. Yeah. Silver is just the perfect blend of them both, in my opinion, but he definitely exudes the pretty princess vibes more. His Disney princess energy is a bit stronger than his knight in shining armor energy. But he is both. I need a Tinkerbell or a Peter Pan event. Yes! I kind of count Fairy Gala a bit as just Disney fairies adjacent. Because again, the design of the Fairy Queen in there is like screaming Queen Clarion. So it's like, I want to see like an actual proper like Peter Pan, Tinkerbell related event. That could be a fun one for Halloween. Going up against pirates. That'd be a fun one. A Pirates of the Caribbean event could also be a good Halloween event. I love Pirates of the Caribbean. We've rewatched the movies a bunch of times. I love them so much. And the fairies simping for Leona. Like, oh, he's so pretty. Leona's so pretty. Leona is indeed a beautiful man. He just doesn't care. Same thing with Ida. As spoken by Vil, it's like, you are not a horrendously ugly person. But my goodness, can you just stand up straight? It's like, you have some unique features about you, Ida. You're actually kind of handsome. Please stop slouching. You're not as horrifically ugly as you think you are. I need the Savannah Claw gang fighting pirates in an event because of the Halloween event. Yeah. That'd be fun. And we'd get new pirate outfits for other characters besides Savannah Claw. That'd be funny. And Vil's just confused how two beautiful men don't care about their beauty. That's why he doesn't get along with them. That's why he doesn't get along with them, because they don't care about how they present themselves that often. Because Ida's like, I don't want to be here, I don't care. And Leona's kind of just like, I'm just here to rage bait you a bit. Because it's like, I can be decent, I can be princely, I can do these things if I want to, I just choose not to. Whereas Ida's more like he has like a bunch of issues. Ida thinks he looks horrendous. So, yeah. Oh boy, we've been yapping. The Savannah Claw gang and the Octo Trio in a Peter Pan event. Yeah! That would be fun. Have the trio meet the mermaids. That'd be funny. We can get a little bit more mermaid lore, I guess, if it's accurate or not. I just think it was funny that, it took Floyd a little bit to recognize Rael on land, because Rael has, like, bright red hair. But in the ocean, his hair is not bright. And the only identifiable feature about him was the bright green tail. Which is why Floyd took a minute to be like, oh, I remember. We were only trying to drown her. Man, those mermaids were vaguely murderous. But I do like that detail about how red does not show up very well under the water. Because I think part of the reason why Ariel had red hair to begin with was to, like, differentiate her from, like, the previous Disney princesses, which were mostly, you know, two of them were blondes and one of them was, like, a brunette or something. It was like, Alonwe was also blonde, so it's like, we need something to make her stand out, so it's like, how about red? I have a Tiger Lily OC show up at this point. Yeah. That'd be fun. And because she's based off the Red Sea. Yeah, you have the Seven Seas bit going on with the sisters as well. It's cute. was like the technical. It's like part of the technical reason the hair was red was because it's just different from the other four princesses that we had so far. Yeah, it's kind of sad that nobody ever remembers Elanwi. Probably because she looks too much like Aurora, and people don't really remember. That whole song is but change the Indians. It was honestly pretty catchy. But it's very awkward in this environment. I'm very, like... I don't know how to word my opinions on that. I think as long as no negative intent was ever intended, who cares? But then again, standards change. I feel like we always have to take things into the context of when they were created. But whatever. I still like Peter Pan though, that's a fun movie. And I also find it funny that, back to Legend of Zelda again, Link's original design was, like, loosely inspired by Peter Pan. And I think also maybe Sleeping Beauty. Mainly because his original shield was, like, a cross, which was kind of similar to Prince Philip's. But I want an Aristocat event. Yes. I have 3 kids based off the kittens. Aww, so cute. Oh boy, I be yapping. We yapped quite a lot today. I have to go now. I need to make sure my laptop can handle drawing later, as well as I still need to finish Tears of the Kingdom. I'm trying to find the helms because I've kind of like there was like a long gap after like when I was playing Tears of the Kingdom. Like, there was a stretch of time where I was, like, playing it constantly, and then I took, like, a long break from the game and played a bunch of other games, and Dreamlight Valley, like, took over most of my time. So when I came back to Tears of the Kingdom, I was kind of like, where do I even find the rest of these helms? And I'm like, oh, I gotta talk to them again. It's like, oh, I gotta talk to Sidon again. Because I had the Rito helm, and I had the Goron helm, and I'm like, where did I get these? Or have the older. Or have them older and keep the genders the same. Just twist Maria, simp for Leona. Child or teen Leona, just be uncomfortable. That'd be funny. Anyway. I must go find the rest of the helms. Bye-bye. Yes, I'm surprised it took you that long to notice. Limbir. Yeah, I made that a while ago, actually. Bye-bye!